June 1, 2014, the day Homejoy announced it had raised a $12 million Series A round and was the Uber of house cleaning, sent shockwaves through Silicon Valley's startup ecosystem and sparked a frenzy of investors eager to cash in on the gig economy boom. In the next 12 months, Homejoy's glossy marketing videos, featuring smiling cleaners with sparkling vacuums and satisfied couples lounging in immaculate living rooms, filled every tech blog, and the company's valuation rocketed to $100 million. The premise was simple: an app that matched busy urban dwellers with vetted, on-demand cleaners, charging a flat fee, handling payments, and promising a clean home in under an hour. It sounded like the perfect marriage of technology and convenience, and for a brief, dazzling moment, the world believed it could rewrite the age-old service industry. The rise was meteoric. Within weeks of its New York launch, Homejoy expanded to San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, and Boston, hiring over 5,000 cleaners across the United States. Its growth strategy hinged on aggressive subsidies. New customers received 50% off their first clean, while existing users were lured back with loyalty credits. The company's cleaner-first narrative promised fair pay, flexible hours, and a rating system that would weed out the bad apples. Yet, beneath the polished press releases, early warning signs began to surface, whispered in online forums and employee reviews. First, the pay structure. Cleaners were classified as independent contractors, meaning Homejoy could set rates without the overhead of minimum wage compliance. Reports emerged that many workers earned as little as $8 per hour after deductions for cleaning supplies and transportation. While the app's algorithm promised fair distribution of jobs, the reality was a race to the bottom. Cleaners competed for the most lucrative slots, and the platform's dynamic pricing often left them scrambling for low-pay gigs in the dead of night. Second, the quality control model relied heavily on automated feedback loops. A single 5-star rating could boost a cleaner's visibility, while a single complaint could trigger an immediate deactivation. No human supervisor was assigned to mediate disputes, and the company's internal documentation revealed that 30% of deactivations occurred without a thorough investigation. This created a climate of fear among workers, who were forced to accept last-minute cancellations that left them with empty pockets. Third, the legal framework. The gig economy model was still untested in the cleaning sector, and Homejoy's rapid expansion outpaced the nascent regulations governing contractor classification. Labor activists began to file class action lawsuits, alleging that Homejoy misclassified employees, denied overtime pay, and failed to provide workers' compensation. By late 2014, the company faced at least 3 separate lawsuits in California, New York, and Massachusetts, each threatening millions in potential damages. These warning signs were ignored or downplayed by the company's leadership, who remained convinced that growth would outpace any legal backlash. In March 2015, Homejoy announced a partnership with a major home insurance provider, promising cleaner-backed warranties that would cover accidental damage during a service. The partnership was marketed as a testament to the platform's legitimacy, yet it also opened another legal front. Insurers demanded proof that cleaners were properly vetted and insured, a standard Homejoy's contractor model struggled to meet. The collapse came swift and unforgiving. On May 10, 2015, a California court granted a preliminary injunction in a lawsuit filed by a group of former cleaners, effectively halting Homejoy's ability to operate in the state until it could demonstrate compliance with labor laws. The injunction forced the company to suspend services for over 500 cleaners and thousands of customers. Simultaneously, the class action suits in New York and Massachusetts were settled for undisclosed amounts, but the settlements required Homejoy to reclassify a significant portion of its workforce as employees, an expense the startup could not absorb. Within weeks, the company's cash burn accelerated. Venture capitalists, who had once cheered Homejoy's rapid market capture, grew wary. Investors demanded a detailed plan to resolve the legal quagmire, but Homejoy's CEO, Aaron Hicks, admitted that the lawsuits had significantly eroded our runway. The board voted to cease operations, and on July 31, 2015, Homejoy sent an email to its entire user base announcing that it would shut down effective immediately. The message read like an email apology, but for the thousands of cleaners left unpaid and the families who had scheduled weekly services, it was a stark reminder that the gig economy's promises could evaporate in an instant. The aftermath rippled across the industry. Former Homejoy cleaners banded together to form a workers' cooperative, offering transparent pay rates and a democratic governance model, an experiment that highlighted the demand for ethical alternatives. Competitors such as Handy and TaskRabbit, which had watched Homejoy's rise and fall closely, adjusted their contractor policies, introducing higher minimum payouts and more robust dispute resolution processes. Legislators in California drafted AB 5, a law that would later codify stricter criteria for classifying workers as independent contractors, a direct response to the chaos wrought by companies like Homejoy. For investors, the saga served as a cautionary tale. The $12 million series around, which had seemed like a golden ticket, became a textbook example of due diligence failure, where market hype eclipsed fundamental labor compliance. Venture firms began to include regulatory risk as a core metric in evaluating gig economy startups, and many shifted toward models that retained tighter control over employee status, even at the cost of slower growth. Subscribe to The Collapse for more stories like this.